Assalamualaikum. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all our participants joining us today. Thank you for tuning in to this exciting session of our webinar series. You are with me, Sarah, from CDAE. Today, we'll be diving into a topic that becoming increasingly essential in higher education, which is blended learning, where it's about balancing the strengths of face-to-face teaching with the flexibility of online learning. We're truly fortunate to have with us an experienced speaker who will share practical insights and strategies to help in designing more engaging, effective, and flexible learning environments. So, without further ado, let's welcome our speaker for today, Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Yani Marliana Baba Ismail to begin today's session on blended learning models, finding the right mix of face-to-face and online. Please welcome aboard Dr. Yani.
All right, thank you, Sarah,
Okay.
for a kind introduction. Assalamualaikum and very good morning, everyone. So, before we start, I think Sarah has mentioned just now, we have some international staff here with us today. So I'm going to speak in English so that everyone can understand and follow the course today. All right, today we are going to look at a short overview on blended learning models, finding the right mix of face-to-face and online. Okay, this is to boost the learning engagement and effectiveness, especially with today's students. The they like to have a mix and a balance actually between the two. Sometimes we as academics are, well, not sometimes, I think most of the time we are really busy, and we tend to put everything online, or and expect the students to do their own learning, which is not quite good for, especially for undergraduate, unless you are doing MOOC or micro credential. That is totally different story. Okay, so today we are going to look how to get a balance between online and also face to face. All right, I think before I start, I'm going to turn off my camera for a moment. Maybe I'll turn on again while Q&A. Is that all right? Okay, all right. So let me start and put this for presentation one. All right, I hope everyone can see the slides clearly. Okay. So I'm Associate Prof. Dr. Yani Maliana. And before I start, I would like to give you why online teaching and learning can help us as academic. As you can see here, I hold a few positions, not only as EXCO, but I'm also a chairperson for materials lecture competition, which makes me really busy sometimes of the year. And then some of you might know me. I'm also the Merdeka Award recipient and also laureate last year, and also the guest editor. Okay, this is just to show you how I use online teaching and learning to help me while I'm away or I'm just too busy to be in class. But other than that, I make sure myself present face to face with the students. Okay, and this is not to show off or anything. It's just to show you how the online teaching or blended learning has helped me as academic. Okay. So the course objective for today, I hope by the end of the 2 hour session, roughly, okay, all of you here could understand the basic concept of blended learning. So what is blended learning all about? Okay, how to do it and so on. And then how to apply different digital tools in achieving blended learning using eLearn at USM. Okay, I'm not going to use other platforms such as Open Learning or other gamification software or anything, just eLearn for today. Okay, because we only have about 2 hours. Right, so let's get started. Blended learning. What is blended learning? I'm sure some of you have heard about it or even use it in your teaching and learning. But today we are going to learn a little bit more. Okay, I'm not a super expert, but this is through my experience. Okay, I've been using blended learning since I think 2018 after my PNP session. Okay, thanks to Prof. Karim for introducing all this during PNP. Okay, so blended learning is a teaching and learning approach that combines face-to-face, in-person instruction with online or digital learning activities. Okay, so how we are going to do that? There are a few methods. Okay, I'll introduce in the next slide. Okay, so the key idea is to merge the best aspects of both traditional classroom teaching and also technology enhanced learning to create more flexible, engaging, and effective learning experience to the students. Okay. And with this blended learning also actually related to, sorry? Okay.
Sumpah bagai dikata. Yo ya selalu sumpah. Yo ya tahu kat dia kata mu kena ajar.
Sarah, please. Okay, all right. Okay, so blended learning is actually related to outcome-based education, OBE, because in OBE, as you know, the intention is student-centered. So in blended learning, we try to provide a better learning experience for the student, not for us, for the student, okay? So blended learning is for the student because student can access learning materials such as lecture note or recorded lectures or the activities at any time, anywhere they are. Okay, and then learners can also review the content or move ahead. If they are advanced students, they can move ahead depending on their pace, or they can also reverse the process. Okay, let's say they don't understand anything, and if you put your video online on eLearn, they can rewatch the video and maybe that can help them to understand better, right? And then engagement, okay, a mix of multimedia tools, online discussion, and real life classroom interactions keep learning dynamic. Okay, so the keyword here is dynamic. Okay, we want to make it more interactive and lively classroom. And then the data-driven learning instructor for the academics, ERS, we can track the student progress. I can show you on eLearn later and adjust teaching accordingly. So for the face-to-face sessions, I think all of you are familiar with that. So we can have lecture, lab discussion, peer teaching, okay, and then hands-on activities and also presentation. Okay, this includes PBL, IDP, and so on. Okay, and then for the online component, we have eLearn at USI, we have open learning, and also you can also use YouTube embed in eLearn. Okay, I'm not going to touch open learning in this session. Okay, that will be another session. All right. Common blended learning models is a flipped classroom where students can learn theory online before class and use in-person time for solving problem solving or discussion. So what I'm saying here, you can provide the lecture notes or lecture videos in advance before your class so that the student can do their revision. Okay, at least they can watch and see what are you going to teach them today, and then they get some ideas, and when they come into the class, they hopefully they can understand better when you explain and have a face-to-face interaction with them. But there's also other blended learning models such as flex classroom and so on. Okay, but this is the most common one, flipped classroom. All right, so how to achieve blended learning? You have to remember this 1732. Okay, this is the things that you have to do in order to achieve the blended learning status. Okay, for information is just one item that you need to do. Okay, generally, this one you don't have any problem. Well, because if you fill in your course analysis course, what is it? Your OCADs, okay, because we use OCADs nowadays. If you fill in your OCADs properly, then your school or AR can actually extract the information for the course summary directly from your OCADs to eLearn, okay, and it will be available on your eLearn once you open your um, course, okay. Or else you can just add. I can show you later how to add this one. All right, so one item for information, and then resources, we need 7. Okay, you can either be book, file, folder, IMS, label, page, URL, and panopto. We'll go through some of it today. I don't have time to go through everything, but you can try on your own. Okay, and then activities, attendance, okay, that's very easy to do. Chat, choice, database, eLearn, Webex, okay, if you do online class, okay. And then there's also survey, wiki, all these are easy to do, okay. If you are beginner, okay, beginner, don't do something very complex, okay. I will just suggest you to do a simple one, which I'm going to show you today. You can repeat doing the same activities and you can still achieve 3, okay. It doesn't matter if you keep doing attendance throughout the 14 weeks, okay. You can do that, okay, as long as you do that repeatedly, okay, you get 3. And resources, you need to get 7, okay. This one I don't think we have problem with this because it's easy to do. You just upload your lecture notes, okay. That's the easiest one. So 14 weeks, I'm sure 7 lecture notes, that's easy to do. All right, and then assessment. Okay, this is I think the most critical part, or difficult. Not really difficult. It's difficult for beginner. Okay, but once you get it, it's quite easy to do. Okay, assignment, quiz, workshop, and panopto. Okay, so remember 1732 to achieve the blended learning status. All right, so where to check whether you have achieved or not yet? Okay, if you have achieved, when you go to your eLearn, okay, and to your course, you will see this page, okay, and you can see the course reserve and also the blended course status. Okay, you can click on the course status and this one will pop up. Okay, so it will give you how many information you have done, resources, activity, and assessment. Okay, and like I said just now, 1732. So this is definitely more than enough. Okay, that's why it's already green. Okay, I'm using I think this one is eLearn 2024-2025. But the surface I think is quite similar, maybe some changes, but basically they are all the same. Okay, so what can you do with eLearn at USM? You can create the course content, lecture notes, record the lecture video, virtual classroom, attendance, assignment, quiz, and all these will lead you to blended learning status, to get the green blended learning status. Okay, this will help USM because we need to achieve, I think it's about, I can't remember the percentage, but we need to achieve the blended learning status as set by KPT. Okay, so it's not only to create a more engaging and fun interactive class, but also to help USM achieving blended learning status. Okay. Sorry, why it's not moving? Okay. So, okay, this one is eLearn 2024-2025, but now we are using 2025-2026. Okay, I'll just go through the slide first, okay, and then meanwhile you can try on your own eLearn. Okay, you need to hands-on, you need to practice, or else you won't get it. Okay, so if you have any problem, you can stop me, or you can just put in the message. We'll go through that after I finish the slides. Okay, so this is the, once you log in, you will see your dashboard. Okay, And you will see all the courses. Well, this one, I think after semester 2. That's why there's semester 1 and semester 2. Okay, this is your dashboard. And then if you scroll down, you will see this box here, and there's a search button on your right. Okay, this one you can actually see other courses. Okay, you can just type the course code. Okay, and then it will the course code not in your list. Okay, but from your school, you know the course code, or maybe you just want to see what are the what is the content of the course. They will show you a bit, okay, not detail, okay, just like the course content, and then who are teaching the course, and also the enrollment. Okay, but as academics, we are not allowed to enroll for the course. Okay, you can just see the lecturers and also the course content. Okay, this is not for us, but it can be useful if you have a PA session with your student, and if they would like to know about other courses that you are not teaching. Okay, you can't remember everybody who are teaching the course, so this can be helpful. Okay, just to check about the course. Okay, let's say for my case, I just type EB 215 to see who are teaching this course. Okay, and what is the course about? So you get a very brief course content here, and you can maybe share that with your students, especially if they are interested with some elective courses. Okay, so you can check on eLearn as well. All right, and then, sorry, we go back on the first page here. Okay, for all courses, you will see there is course reserve. Okay, what is course reserve all about? It will direct you to library website. Okay, if you click on your course reserve now, it will direct you to the library website here, and you will see the references you add to your OCADs actually. It directly pull from the OCAD system, and you will have your reference here. Okay, the list of reference books for your course. Okay, not for other course, yeah, for your own course. And you can also check here if they have actually pulled the information here. Or if you didn't fill in your OCADs properly, then don't be surprised if you cannot see here. Okay, this is to help the student to find the reference book. Okay, student will also see the course reserve. All right. Okay, this is the course summary. So course summary, if you click on the course, you will be directed to this page. Okay, and then you can see the course summary. This is what I said just now. It's normally filled in by the admin at your school. Okay, it's either your AR. I'm not registered to attend. Okay, all right. So this will automatically appear on your course button here. Okay, when you click here, you will see this one. And you can also add course image. Okay, if you realize I have this background on my course page, okay, because I add the course image. And this one I did using Canva. Okay, I download and upload to eLearn. Okay, just to make it more interesting and easy for my student to see who are teaching the course. And then when we are actually teaching the course, okay, from week 1 to week 7 and week 9 to week 15, okay, they can see who are teaching the course. All right, but it's up to you. It's up to your creativity and also your I don't know, your course. It depends how you want to make it more interesting. Okay. but you cannot use video for this course image. It's just image, okay, pictures. All right, and then these are the course settings, right? You can check here, just but you cannot change much here. Okay, and then if you click at the, sorry, is there any questions? I can't see the questions.
It's okay, Doctor. The question
Oh.
is for the secretariat.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, all right. Next, if we go to participants, I hope everyone can follow me. If not, please ask and or stop me, okay? Because I'm not showing you the e-learn yet, okay? Just my slides. You have to do on your e-learn, okay? All right, and then the participants here, we can check the students and also the lecturers who are teaching the course. Okay, let's say you are the coordinator and you can see, okay, even if you are not coordinator, you're sharing with your partners, you can see the participants here and you can see when is the last date they assess and if they are active or not. Okay, so you can see if your student actually using e-learn or they never log into e-learn. Okay, there are some students who never use e-learns. Okay, they got all the lecture notes from seniors, from friends, and so on, but we have to make sure they use e-learn because we are going to use assessment on e-learn. Okay, all right, and then grades. Okay, grades here will appear if you do any assessment on e-learn. Okay, if you just ask the student to submit assignment or upload anything here without grading, then you won't see the grades. Okay, if you conduct quiz directly set on e-learn, okay, and you have attendance set on e-learn, then they have marks here. Okay. Okay, for my case here, I just did attendance here and quiz. I also do I also gave them assignment, but I didn't do marking on e-learn, so that's why you cannot see grades here. Okay, there's only marks for attendance and quiz, so that's how it works for grader report. Okay, so if you are on your e-learn now and you can try this. Okay, if everyone is ready, we can try the first item, which is announcement. Okay, announcement is an activity. Okay, it's not resources, it's activity. So announcement is the easiest one to do. And instead of using WhatsApp or email or just telling the student directly or passing the message to the class, you can just do announcement. Okay, it's very easy. Just click on the announcement. Announcement normally under general. Okay, or you can actually change this general to something else. You see the pencil on your right, can just click here and then you can change general to maybe all about the course or all about the class, important stuff for the students. It's up to you. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to stick to general. This is by default. Okay, so you can change this. I think I did for a few courses. I changed it to something else. Okay, an announcement here. Okay, you can just click on announcement and add discussion. Okay, so you can add the subject. Let's say quiz will be quiz on 17 November, let's say. And then you can write your message here, okay, and post the forum. Okay, so this one and discussion subscription, make sure you tick this one. And you can pin your this announcement, okay, and send forum post notification with no editing time delay. So that means once you post to forum, they will get the announcement directly. Okay, especially when you have important stuff to announce to your class. Let's say you want to postpone class, or you have some urgent things that you have to cancel the class and replace, then you can don't forget to tick for this pin and also send to forum immediately. Okay, so they will get the notification on their email. Okay, the student email is very important. Make sure your student know how to log in, how to use their student email, because all notification from eLearn will directly send to their email, student email. Okay, even if they are not logged into eLearn, they will get the notification. Okay, next, if you want to add short clips of or montage, okay, this one is in your weeks. Okay, you have, I think by default you have 14 weeks, or you can add the weeks at the bottom. Okay, and you can also add a short clips. Okay, this one again I got it from Canva, or I think maybe Pixabay. I edit in Canva. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is very short montage. Okay, I think it's about a few seconds, less than 5 seconds, just to show some crystal rotating. Okay, which is directly which is to present what I'm going to share in this lecture. Okay, just to give them some idea. Okay, what is the lecture all about? All right. So how to add these short clips of or montage? You can actually go to edit weeks, okay, and then you can see the summary here, and then you click on the drop down button here, and you will see all these tools, okay, and find a video. Okay, you just drag your video here. Okay, make sure the video is very short one, short clips or montage. This is not the full lecture video yet. Okay, this is just a short clips. Okay, and then you can drop here and save. Okay, and it will appear on your page like this. Okay, I will show shortly in my e-learn later. Okay, and then for lecture notes, okay, you go to resources, okay, find file, and then you just upload your lecture notes. Okay, drop here. Okay, I prefer to give in PDF, but it's up to you. If you want to give in PowerPoint, that's could be done. Okay, and for my lecture notes, because I want to make sure that student come to lecture, okay, I didn't give 100% of my lecture notes. Okay, it looks complete, but it's not. I remove some of my notes, okay, for the student version, and I have my full version for myself, okay, which I use for the lecture, okay. Because I realized that if you give 100% lecture notes, okay, they will tend to escape the class. They will just ignore you when you are teaching, okay, because they have the lecture notes complete. So one of the tip is to remove some important slides if you want to, okay, and see if they actually realize some of the slides are missing, or they just dreaming in class. All right. For lecture notes, okay, like now, I'm teaching I'm teaching after midsem, but I have everything ready on my e-learn. So I don't want the student to have access yet to the lecture notes, not until it's close to my class, okay? Because I want them to attend my class. Just to prepare teaching materials, I have already uploaded everything because I'm afraid that I will forget to upload. But what I do, I add restrict access, okay, and you can choose the date. Okay, actually, when you add restriction, there's a few option. Okay, but for me, I prefer to use date. Okay, because you know when is your class. So normally I will open or I give access to them 1 day or 2 day before the lecture. Okay, then only they will see the lecture notes, or else it will just hidden from the student. Oh no, it's not hidden. They can see, but they cannot access. Sometimes I even hide the things I already posted on Elen. Okay, let's say for quiz or assignment. Okay, um, but I hide from them. They will only see after I show it on Elen. Okay, is everything okay? Can everyone follow, or do you want me to go directly to Elen without further ado? Wait, I think there's a question. Ada question ke, Sarah? I can't
Okay,
see.
Doktor, so far ada satu question that is related.
Okay, sekejap
Okay,
Hmm,
can you see?
okay, yeah, okay. The synchronous online class considered as there is no specific ratio, I would say, between face-to-face to online to satisfy blended learning. Our station or program has been approved for tambah lokasi. What do you mean tambah lokasi at Health Campus, but most of the lecturers are at Penang Campus? Kalau online class, it's not actually face-to-face kan, it's still considered online. Although it's not recorded as synchronous online class, yeah, I understand, but I don't think it's considered as face-to-face. It's still online class. Okay, okay, demo on eLearn, all right. Okay, demo on eLearn, but I have to stop sharing my slides lah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so can everyone see my screen now? Boleh ya?
Doktor, boleh?
Okay, so let's go back here, dashboard. Okay, so this is your course list, and then let me show you this one. Okay, this is the course reserve, like I said just now. You can click that and you can see the reference for that particular course. Okay, and this is the banner, like I said just now. Okay, banner, you can go to setting. Okay, and then you can check, you have to check the course summary, because sometimes they copy paste the wrong course summary. Okay, it's not actually their fault. Okay, they are not teaching the course, you are the course owner, you have to check whether the course summary is actually your course. Okay, and just to make sure the students will not be confused. Okay, this one, course image, like I said, you can do outsource, you can do from on Canva or PowerPoint, and then you can just save image and drop your image here. Okay, and don't change anything else, just save and display. Okay, so it will appear on your page like this. Okay, but this one is up to you. All right, just now we have see the announcement. Okay, announcement here. Okay, let me turn on. Okay, the turn on button is up here, don't forget, because sometimes I think the previous e-learn, not the previous, the 2 years ago, it was quite hidden. But this one is clear. You can see here because the turn on button here. Okay, right. General, like I said just now, general you can change. You can change to like all about the course or anything. Okay, it's not compulsory for you to use general. Okay, you can change to anything you like. Okay, announcement. Okay, click on announcement and you can add discussion topic, add the subject here. Okay, message and post to forum. But before you post to forum, you can click on advanced. Okay, advanced, then only you will see this pin and send forum post notification with no editing delay. Okay, you can also set the display period if you want. I normally just ignore this one. If I want the student to get immediate announcement, okay, I will just click on this two. Okay, like I said, they will get notification directly. And just click post to forum and you will see it will appear here. Okay, like this. See, all my courses, I have this banner at the top just to make it more interesting. Sorry. Okay, announcement. Yeah, see, I have like a few announcement here, and you can actually see all the announcement here once you post to forum. Okay. All right. Next, course reserve done, course summary done, edit setting done. Okay, short clips. Okay, let me show you short clips. Okay, this is what I said just now about short clips. It's 10 seconds. I have a few short clips for each topics I'm teaching. Okay, before I give them the lecture note and also the lecture video. Okay, it's very short one. Okay, and I think that looks cool. Just to give them some idea about properties of materials. So you can see here it's something magnetic. The topic here is something related to magnetic. Okay, you can see the from the short clips here. Okay, and then for lecture video, no. Lecture notes, I think everyone can do that, or I'll just show quickly. Add activity or resources. Okay, and then you go to resources, find file, and then make sure you add name, description if you want. Once you add description, don't forget to click the display description, or else only you can see this description, not the student. Okay, and then just drop your file here. Oh, it has maximum size, so I would suggest to use PDF. Okay, instead of PowerPoint, sometimes it's quite heavy. Okay, restrict access. Okay, you can add restriction. It's up to you, but personally, I prefer date. Okay, you can choose, and don't forget to check all the information is correct, especially the year when you are teaching throughout. Towards the end of the year, sometimes you forgot to change 2025. And it's supposed to be 2026. Okay, so the student will say, no, doctor, I can't see the lecture notes and so on. Okay, that's the funny thing. Sometimes we do. All right, lecture notes, lecture videos. Okay, like I said just now, I already upload everything here and my class start on December 1st. But for now, I put restriction for the lecture notes and also hide the video from the students. Okay, hide, I think it's easy. You just click show or hide here. If I say show, so this one will appear, or just hide. Okay, so it's hidden. So how to upload this? Okay, so you have your weeks. You can add your own weeks. and then go to add, edit settings. Okay, edit settings, and then you can go to this text. Okay, you can put some text here. And before you add the video, okay, you let's say you have your YouTube video from your YouTube channel, okay, and then you need to use you need to share or embed the video to Elin, okay, by copying the URL, okay, the embed button. Okay, you can see this button also on YouTube when you click your share video, okay, and then copy and paste the link here. And once you paste, don't forget to turn back this button, okay, and make sure your video appear here. If it doesn't appear, it's still with the coding, that means your there's something wrong with your video. Sorry. Okay, can everyone do that? Okay, save and return, and you will see your video here. Okay, all right. Then this one is bond energy. Okay. Okay, next you can also use text and media. Okay, go to activity. Go to resources and you find text and media area. Okay, you click on this one. Okay, you add your title and then text. You can share a video here, and you can also post questions. Okay, you can post question related to the video to make sure that student actually watch the video. Okay, and then as usual, you can add restrict access and so on, and then save and return, and you will see. And so it will appear like this. Yeah, this one. Okay, this one is text and media. Okay, it's about, this video is about bond energy. And I have questions for my student. I ask them to watch this after my lecture, and we discuss this again during the next lecture. Okay, this is to make sure that they actually watch the video, they actually understand what the content all about, and they can answer the question. Okay, I didn't give marks for this one, but I asked them to do, and yeah, everyone did, and we discussed in class. Okay, next is, so far so good. Can everyone follow? Embed video done, text media done. Okay, next we can do chat. Okay, remember, because we have 1732, one is done. Okay, let's check on the list again. Okay. Okay, information is done. Resources, I will show you on URL later on. File done. Folder is quite similar. Book is also similar to file. Label, I think now we have more on resources. Okay, like the text and media just now. Okay, it's not in this one. Okay, this is quite old, I think. All right, and then activities. Okay, so let's go for activities. We need 3 only for activities. Okay, it's not difficult to do. All right, so for activities, okay, I didn't have chat here. Well, we can do chat. So for activities, for this course, I have a group assignment. Okay, and I asked the students to find and form their own groups. Okay, find their own teammates. Okay, they can, but I give them instruction for the group for them to form. Okay, they cannot only pick their own friends, but they have certain requirement for the group. Okay, I want a mixed gender, I want a multiracial, and there's one more I forgot. Okay, there's two methods if you want to give a group. Okay, to make group is either we as instructor form the group for them, okay, using eLearn, or you can also give them access to form their own group. Okay, I think I'll show this one first. Okay, this one, I asked the student to form their own group, right? So what I did here, I use URL. Okay, let me show you. An activity again, and then resources. Go to URL, and then name your URL. External URL, this one you can get from the external source that you are using. Okay, for example, I use Excel. Okay, you can share online Excel. You can share the external URL here. Okay, you can just paste the URL, and then you can add the description and click display, or you can also add restrict access and save and display, so it will appear something like this. Like this. Okay, so once they click on this one, okay, and okay, this is the instruction I gave, right? And once they click on group assignment, this one, this will direct them to Excel, and they can add the name here and the title of the assignment that they choose. Okay, so this you can also monitor if they have done or not. Okay, if they have chosen their teammates and title. Okay, or else you can use eLearn to group them. Okay, that means they have no choice. I will show you that one later. Okay. All right, so for this one is for assessment, not activity. I don't have activity yet because I haven't start my class, but we can just add chat. Add activity. Okay, go to activities and you can choose chat. Okay. Oh, sorry. Activity. And if you don't understand anything or you are not sure which tools to use, you can always check the information here. This will guide you how to use and if it is suitable for you to use it. Okay, you can click on chat and then you can name your chat room. Okay, this is a chat room. And then description. Let's say you want to have chat with the students, okay, after your lectures, or if you are away and you give them lecture videos to watch, okay, you can allocate at least 1 hour whenever you are free. Okay, 1 hour, let's say from 8 to 9 p.m. You will be available on eLearn. Okay, in this chat room, they can ask you any questions. They can chat with you if they have any issue. Okay, but you must give them the instruction here. Okay, put in this description, I will be available from 8 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday, 5th November 2025. Okay, if you have any questions or if you don't understand any parts of the lecture notes, we can chat here. Okay, and make sure you click the display description and the chat session. Okay, you have to set the chat session. Okay, 8 o'clock. Okay, or maybe you can open slightly earlier. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, 8 o'clock. Repeat or publish if you want to do multiple times. Okay, you can repeat or else just ignore. Okay, and then save past session. You can do that for a few days if you want. Okay, so that they can look back at the chat. This is not live class, yeah. This is chatting with the students. So that's why you can actually save past session. Okay, and everyone can view past session. Normally yes, so that the whole class can see. Common module setting, show on course. Okay, this one no need to change anything. Or if you have group mode, for example, now I have my IDP integrated design projects group. Okay, there are 56 students, but I only got 6 students. So I can actually create this chat room and change to only for my group. Okay, visible groups. Okay, only my student will see that. And restrict access, you can restrict for other students as well. And save and display. Okay, so it will look like, oh, okay, I need to turn back to my slide to show you. Let me check. Okay, so it will look like this. Let's check. Okay, it will look like this, like a WhatsApp chat or like iMessage. I can see it's quite similar. So you can just post the tag a chat here, and they can also chat with you by just type here and then send. And if you click, everyone can see, so the whole class can see the chat actually. All right, and okay, so this is how it will looks like, and this is how it looks on your page. This is when you click on let's chat and then you will see this page. Okay, or it can also be like this. Send message here and then you type and submit. Okay, there's two version. Okay. All right, so chat now. Okay, let's go to how to start the WebEx eLearn. I think this one everyone know how to do. Can we skip this WebEx eLearn? Or you want me to go through WebEx eLearn as well? Okay, you can just go to activity, resource, and then, sorry, activities, and you can find WebEx eLearn. Okay, activity name, okay, put class, doctor, so on, and then activity description, and always tick the display description if you have any description to the students. Okay, don't forget to do that. And then don't touch anything here, and then you can just save and display. Okay, let's say okay, so display description, blah blah blah, and then save and display. And then you have to set your WebEx setting. Okay, can you see this Google Chrome? Yeah. Okay, if you have any problem with WebEx, please contact CDAE, because sometimes if you, I realize that if you haven't used it for quite some time, it will be not deactivated, but it will be some problem. Okay, especially to set the meeting. Okay, and then check your time zone, so on. Okay. and then go to meetings and shadow meeting. Okay, now I have to sign in. All right. If you haven't used for quite some time, this is through my experience. Okay. It will have some issue, especially you can't even type a meeting name here. It will be pros. Okay. I don't know why. I always ask CDE to check for me, and they have to check with PPKT sometime. Okay, so if you encounter any issue like that, just contact them. You can contact Ponzana or Encik Arif. Okay, and then meeting name, make sure you just add your class, maybe lecture 1 or lectures. Just put lectures, okay, and then date and time, duration, and so on. Recurrence, if you have other classes to set on, okay, and you can just ends until like maybe 7 weeks or 14 weeks if you're teaching for 14 weeks, okay, and then security, okay, you can do auto log if you want, and then advanced automatic I will normally click on automatic recording because I tend to forget to record, and it's quite helpful actually. But if you want to do manually, it's up to you, no problem. Okay, just unclick this one, just pass this one. Okay, if you want automatic recording, please click this one. Okay, and then it will shadow the meeting and you will see on your e-learning. Okay, all right. Next, okay, WebEx e-learn done. So we have actually done a few resources and activities. Okay, you can use the same one to do again and again. Okay, as long as you get 1732, you will get the blended learning status. Okay, attendance. Attendance. Click on attendance. Okay, description. You can maybe tell the student that you are going to open the attendance link only for 2 minutes. Okay, just to avoid or to minimize the sharing of the QR code or the key for the attendance. Okay, now students are very cheeky and we have to be smarter and well, use all the tools that we can. Okay, attendance, and then okay, the link is only active 2 minutes. Okay. So they only have 2 minutes, or you can even give them just a minute. Okay, but sometimes students complain, they say they don't have time to scan and so on. So, okay, 2 minutes is long enough for them to scan. All right, and then grade, I will just pass this one, and then common module setting also. Restrict access, yep, you can use this one, and you can use date. Okay, when is your class? Okay, so that they don't scan before that. And let's say today, 2 o'clock. Okay. Mm. Oh, okay, sorry. Let's go back. Okay, Okay. Okay, and then display description. Don't change anything here. Okay, don't add restriction here. Okay, save and display. You will see attendance on your page here. Okay, and here you have to add session. Okay, here you're going to set the time. Okay, not just now. Okay, just now it's just general. All right, and then date. Okay, and then time. Let's say 2 o'clock until 2:02. Okay, and for attendance, I would do at different time. Okay, let's say my class is from 11 to 1 and on Thursday, and on Friday on I think 9 to 10 a.m. Okay, and every class I will change the time that I take attendance so that the student don't have they can't get my trend. Okay, they have to be there during the class, throughout the class. I will do the attendance at any time. Okay, let's say on Thursday, I take the attendance at 11:30 to 11:35 or 11:32. On Friday, I have only 1 hour class, 9 to 10 a.m. Maybe I take the attendance the last 2 minutes, 9:58 to 10 o'clock. Okay, don't give the students a clear trend of your attendance style. Okay, they will know and they will just stick to the class for the first half an hour maybe, and then they will just disappear, or they will come late because they know you will take attendance at the end. Okay, change and make them confused. Okay, they have to be there and they have to get ready at any time for the attendance. Okay, and for multiple session, okay, you can tick if you have multiple session. Okay, repeat so that you don't need to do this again to set the attendance again and again. Okay, repeat every 1 week. Yep. Okay, repeat until, okay, this is until your last class. Let's say until 16 January 2026. Okay. Student recording, allow student to record own attendance, allow student to update. No, they cannot update. Don't allow them to update. Once they scan, that's it. Okay, and then open session early for marking. No. Automatic marking. Okay, just use default. Okay. Time, yeah, it's class time, but like I said, you have like 1 hour or 2 hour class, right? Okay. You mean this time? Wait. Let me check. Okay. This one is only for Thursday class. Let's say I have class from 2. Yeah, this one. Okay, yeah. If you give this one class time, that means for 1 hour they can scan or they have access to the attendance. Once you share the, okay, you get what I mean? Okay, so that's why I restrict the time. Okay, I limit the time so that they can only scan at this time. Okay, and then you can include QR code because they like to scan instead of use random password, but you can also use random password if you want. You can alternately use all this. Okay, automatically select highest status available. I don't think we need this one. No, it's okay. Show more. Okay. So date start, let's say tomorrow, 6 November. Okay, or alternatively, what you can do, like our friend asked just now, you can set the time here. Let's say you have 1 hour class, okay? You can save, but you show them at different time. Okay, you set all 2 to 3 p.m. Okay, regular class. So you can see it's already set until January 2026. Okay, and you have the QR and also the wait, let me click on the QR. Okay, and also the random password here. Okay, you can give them either the random password. Okay, you can put on your slide, or you can just show this QR during the class at different time. Okay, so that they cannot know when you are going to show it. Okay, but you set during the class time. Okay, that's correct. You set during the class time, but you show at different time. But don't forget to show it. Okay, sometimes, yeah, sometimes we tend to teach and a lot and we forget. Yeah, but the students will remember because they want the attendance. Okay, if you tell them that the attendance is compulsory throughout your lecture, and if they absence, okay, 3 times in a row, they will be barred from the exam. They will definitely ask you for the attendance, okay, even if you forget. Okay, that's a good thing. All right, so there's 11 session already set, and if you want to set for another day,
Today exercise very important. You do it, you will not regret for the decimal.
is there any question? No. Okay. All right. So we have see how to set the attendance. Okay, let me delete this one so that my student will not be confused. Okay. All right. Next we are going to see on what else? Attendance, done. Groups. Okay. This is the second way how to create groups. Okay, you can go back to your course. Which one I have group? Let me check. I don't have group yet, but we can do. Okay, participants, and then scroll down. You'll see all your students here, and you can go to enroll users. Okay, click on this one, and you will see groups. Okay. Sorry. Okay, and then you will see this. Okay. Can you follow? Participants, and then enroll users. Okay, if you just look at the participants, these are the active participants, but you have to click on the enroll users, then only you will see the group and grouping. Okay, this one you can do automatically. Okay, let me check. Okay, group, create group. Okay, you can name your group. Okay, and then the description, enrollment, group visibility. Yes, it should be visible to all the users. New pictures, no need. You can just save changes, and then or you can auto create groups. Okay, you can choose whether you want to you want the group to be number of groups or member per groups. Okay, like just now I allow the student to choose the group members only. Okay, I already set member per groups, and because I know the total number of students, I have 56, and each group has 4, and I have 14 groups together. Okay, using Webex for my online class. Well, I can't read your chat for now. Okay, and then you can choose if you want number of groups. Let's say you want 10 groups, and because for my case, lab session, we only have 10 lab session for one course. Okay, so in one course, we have 10 weeks for lab session, and we only have 10 experiments. So that's why we have to choose number of groups. Then I said here 10. Okay, it cannot be more than 10 because we can only afford 10 groups for 1 week. Okay, and it has to go parallel teaching. All right, and then group messaging, no. So that means if you have 70 students and you already set 10 groups, so there will be 7 of them in the group. Okay, but if you have no limits on the groups, you can choose members per group. Okay, maybe if 7 is too many, maybe some of them will be sleeping partners and so on. You can choose maybe 5 in a group. Okay, 5 members, but there will be more groups number. Okay, so you have to play around with that one. You have to decide. And then select members with role. Okay, this one, just don't select all, because if you select all, the lecturers will also be included in the group. Okay, make sure you select student only. Okay, allocate members randomly. Yes. Prevent last small group. Okay, this is when you have too many students. Okay, some group will be too small. Okay, maybe others, if you have 70 students and you set 5 in a group, okay, the last group will have less number of students. Okay, maybe 2 students, and then yeah, 70, that will be fine. It's 72. Okay, it will be 2 left. So prevent last small group, maybe they will add into the other group. Okay, then ignore users in groups. Okay, include only active enrollments. It's up to you if you want to click this one. Okay, and then grouping. Okay, once you submit, okay, you will see on, I don't want to do this. Oh, we can try. Okay, submit. Okay. You see, because I clicked just now prevent last small group, that's why my group A has 6 of them instead of 5. The others only 5 members. Okay, this is auto create groups, and you can actually change or add or remove the users from the group. Okay, let's say let's have a look. Okay, let's say your requirement for that particular assignment, okay, you want them to work in a group, you want them to have a multiracial group and mixed gender, but you found out that the auto group here give let me find, couldn't find any group with all girls or all boys. Sometimes it happens. Okay, okay, let's say for this group, okay, for example, if you want the group to be multiracial, but you can see they are all Chinese students, there's no Malay or Indian. If you know they are Malay and Indian students in your class, so you want them to mix, this one you can add or remove. Okay, you just click here, add or remove. Okay, so you see here group 5, you can change. Okay, let's say this one you want to remove Liu, and you want to add, let's say, Muhammad Shafiq. Oh, sorry. Muhammad Shafiq, add. Okay, so now you have a multiracial. Okay, or you can still change some of them. Okay, remove again, and then add another girl maybe. This Indian. Okay, there's one Indian girl here. We can add. Okay, so now you can have a multiracial and also mixed gender group. But if let's say you don't have choice, then it's okay. You have to um, alter your requirement then. Okay, but if you want, you can always do that. You can change, add, and remove the group members. Okay, before you display this to your student. Okay, and then you can go back to your group. But you have to make sure just now we add and remove this and these two students. Okay, you have to make sure that their names are not redundant in other group, because just now we manually add and remove, and we remove two students from the original group 5. Okay, and then we have to go and find to add the other two students in other groups and remove that two students that we add just now. Okay, Muhammad Shafiq and I think Shavin just now. Okay, they definitely okay. So from this one, we have to remove Muhammad Shafiq. Okay, you can just remove here. Okay, here, remove. Okay, because he is already in group 5, I think just now. Okay, can everyone follow how to create groups? I think that's quite easy. All right, you use auto create groups and then you can edit group setting. All right, and then okay, so there's two ways here to create groups. Either you allow your students to create their own, or you use eLearn to create your groups. Okay, and then what else? Groups done. URL also done. Okay, so we have actually covered on information, activities, and resources. Okay, next we are going to look at assessment. I'm just going to cover assignment and quiz, okay, because these are the most common things we do. Okay, but before that, let's take a 5 minutes break, shall we? Sarah?
Sure, Doktor? Boleh?
Okay, thanks. If you have any question, you can unmute and we can discuss. Dr. Suzila, okay. WebEx auto capture attendees feature connected to eLearn. If you're using WebEx eLearn, and I think you have to set for the attendance on your WebEx eLearn, then only it will capture. I mean, if there is any e-learning, let's see. Oh, I don't think so. It can be merged because it is two different system. Although WebEx eLearn is in eLearn, but it has its own attendance list. I think you can just use one of them. Should be okay. But I prefer to use eLearn attendance because at least the student is active. If WebEx eLearn, most of the students, they just turn on and then leave the class. Okay, and they will just rewatch the recording if you record the session, or else they sometimes, well, sadly, some students don't really care to attend online class. They will just turn on and then do something else. That's the tricky part, actually. All right, let's continue. And if you have any question, please post on the chat box. We'll try to answer later. Okay, or else let's just continue. Okay, so the last two assessment that we have to do, at least two. Okay, you can do more if you want. And especially if you are sharing course, I'm sure it's easy to achieve more than two. Okay, let's have a look at assignment first. Okay, it's easier compared to quiz. Right, so you just go to your course and then add activity or source, and then go to activities and select assignment. Okay, and then name your assignment. Description, you can maybe give the deadline. Okay, and don't forget to click on display description. And activity instruction, okay, this one is optional. Okay, you can read here, or if you like, you can add instruction about your assignment, or else you can just drop a PDF file here, which have all the instructions, questions, and everything they need for the assignment. Okay, it's up to you. But personally, I like to do both. Okay, because just to make sure student really understand what is the assignment about, what they need to do. Okay, sometimes they forget to see the attached file. Okay, that's very funny of them, but yeah, some of them. All right, and then activity instruction. Let's say, let me show you. Okay, this is the instruction of your assignment. Let's say you want them to do group assignment. Okay, so students have to form your own group. Okay, groups of 4, mixed gender, multiracial, and so on. And then the file should be submitted in PDF form only. Or you can also add, maybe you can ask them to record a video. But if you ask them to submit a video for assignment, I would strongly suggest, and I'm sure CDE will also suggest this, never ever ask them to upload the video directly on eLearn. Okay, even if it's a group assignment, because if you can imagine 14 groups or 15 groups submit a video on eLearn, okay, this will make your course eLearn jam. Okay, and then you go and ask Puan Zana, what happened to my eLearn? I cannot access, I cannot even open my course. Okay, that is the main problem. Okay, it's too heavy. Even with 5 minutes video per group, okay, that will be quite heavy for the system. Okay, when you have many groups. What I would suggest is ask them to record the video, that's fine. Okay. But what you can do, simple thing, ask them to give you only the link or QR code. Okay, they know how to do that. Don't worry. Students nowadays, they are very smart, okay, on that particular stuff. Don't worry. Ask them to record the video, give you the link, and that link they can embed in the PDF file of the assignment. Okay, what they need to submit a write-up maybe, or maybe a infographic. It's up to you. And then make sure they give the QR code or the link to the video. So you just click on the link when you are grading them. And this will help the system. Okay, at least it's not heavy on your eLearn. And you can and also on your laptop, okay, you can just click and that link will direct you maybe to their YouTube channel. Okay, and you can access the video, no problem. Okay, so please don't ask them to submit video directly on eLearn. Give link, that's enough. Okay, all right, and then that is some of the important instructions you have to highlight here. Okay, activity instructions, and then the rest maybe you can just drop your questions in PDF file and then upload here. And this one is for them to submit. Okay, allow submission from the day you give them, or maybe on the due date itself, is up to you. Okay, and then due date, don't forget to set this one. Cut off date is not really important. And then remind me to grade is if you are grading them on eLearn, yeah, maybe this is useful. If not, then I'm sure you can remember when to grade them. Okay, and then submission type. Okay, this is another important thing. Online text, this one, that means they can type on eLearn. Okay, or they will just copy and paste their assignment on eLearn. I won't suggest this one as well. Just do file submission and you can select the number of files and also the size of file and file type. Okay, personally, I always give only PDF, okay, because I think it's easy for them to convert to PDF, and also they can upload without any problem. Okay, we have to understand the student part as well, with their Wi-Fi and so on. So I think PDF is light and easy to upload. Okay, although we have choice for video files here, but I don't recommend you to use this unless maybe you pick if you have 15 groups, maybe you pick one best video and you can ask them to upload so that everyone can see and share the information they have on the videos. I think that's okay. But if 15 groups or 50 groups want to submit video, that's a big no-no. Okay. And then for this one, choose file. Okay, you can choose file, and maybe for one group only one submission. Okay, and then limit is okay. You can use the maximum for 4 gig. Okay, accepted file types. Okay, choose from document, expand. It's not working. Okay, and then just click PDF. So the system will tell them they can only the system can only accept PDF. Okay, if they tend to submit words or PowerPoint, then the submission will not go through. Okay, that's easy. If you didn't set this, they can submit anything they like. Okay, and then you will be headache when you do marking. Okay, make sure you set all this. Feedback types, no need. Submission setting requires them. Okay, you can use default. Group submission, if you have group set on eLearn, then only you use yes. If the student from their own group, then you just use no. Okay, you know how many groups you will get for the submission. Okay, so this is not really critical. Only use this when you set groups using eLearn like I showed just now. All right, and then restrict access. Maybe if you set the question early and you don't want the student to see yet, you can add restriction date just before the class or just whenever you want to give the assignment. Okay, and then save and display, and it will look like this. Okay, group assignment. Okay, I give the deadline, although it's already in my instruction, but just to highlight this. Okay, and then once they click on this one, they will see this file. Okay. Okay, they have to download to see it. Okay, I have the instructions here and the questions as well. Okay. And I think it's quite clear. Or if you want, you can also copy the instructions, okay, and paste in the just now we have the setting. Let me go back. You can always change the setting. Okay. Okay. Oh, this one I only. Oh, why is not playing the activity instruction? I already put here. This is only shown. Oh. Okay, this is only shown on the submission page. Okay, when they want to submit, they will see all this. Okay, but I also have this instruction in my PDF just now, so that's no problem. And I already dropped the file here, and the submission, I allow submission on the day I give the assignment. Okay, until the due date. Okay, that's about 2 weeks. Okay, that's long enough, I think, although it's a group work. Okay, and then file submission, just put one PDF. Okay, maximum upload limit. Okay, and the rest just use default. Okay, save and display. Okay, and once they submit, you will see the submission here. Okay. And now because it's not open yet, so it's 46 days before the assignment. All right. Okay, so basically for my assignment, they have to form the group. Okay, this is one part that they need to do before they can start doing the assignment, and then only they will submit the assignment. And because this one I use Excel online, so I can also monitor their progress, okay, whether they have choose the title, the group members, and so on. And once they have completed this one, I normally give them a few days. Maybe I think this one will be on my first class, and I will check on the second class so that they have formed the groups and got the title. Then only I will leave them until the due date and check if everyone has submit the assignment. Okay, for the quiz, you need to have a question bank. Okay, question bank. If you have created from last year, okay, you can just import them. Okay, when you want to set the quiz, I will show you shortly how to use it. But if you start from scratch, you have to create your questions. Okay, so let's create the questions now. Do you have any questions so far on assignment? Because this is quite easy to do. And once the students submit, although you don't do the grading on eLearn, okay, once they submit, you will get the one tick for your blended status. Remember, you need two assessment for blended status. Okay, you can do two assignments if you want, and if you don't want to set the question bank, it's okay. But you can do two assignment, also can. All right, for question bank, let's go to question bank. Okay, you see these three dots, click on that and it will direct you to question bank. Okay. These are the questions that I have set 2 days ago. Okay. All right. And even you share the course, you can see who actually created the question. Okay. Make sure when you want to set the quiz, you select only for your parts. Okay. And you can see clearly from here, and you can also edit the question from here. Okay, this is your question bank. Okay, to create a new question, you create new questions. And for today, because we just have like less than half an hour, I will just go through make multiple choice question, MCQ, and also true false. The rest you can try, okay, on your own, depending on the suitability with your course. Okay, and remember, when you create questions, you still have to still follow your course outcomes, your CO. Okay, it doesn't mean that quiz on eLearn will be easy peasy. No, you have to have some standard, okay, which is easy to follow the CO, course outcome. When you follow the course outcome, okay, you will automatically be using the Bloom taxonomy, okay, accordingly. Okay, we have C1 until C6. Okay, please don't set all the questions to C1. That is like very easy question just to test their knowledge. But you can also use some questions for apply or understand to see if they really cope with the course. Okay. Okay, let's try to create questions. But before that, okay, one, you have to follow your course outcome. Second, use the Bloom taxonomy. And third, don't forget to check your pecahan markah, your weightage, marks weightage. Okay, because you want to tally the marks that you declare on your cards. Okay, how much is the weightage for quiz. Okay, and then you want to set the questions for quiz, maybe 10 questions, and that 10 questions actually carry only 10 marks or even 2.5% of your total coursework. Okay, so you have to plan, you have to have a bigger picture. Okay, if you have only 2.5%, I would suggest maybe 10 to 20 questions. That will be enough just to test their understanding on the course or the topics, instead of you have 50 questions and it's just for 2.5%. I think that's not fair for the student. Okay, that one you have to decide on your own, depending on your course. That's why I said always refer to your cards and see your course outcome and also the weightage. Okay, because if you do too much or too little is, well, they won't complain. But if too many questions for little weightage, I think the student won't be happy. Okay, create a new questions. Okay, go to multiple choice. Let's try multiple choice first and then add. Okay, category default is, yeah, you can just use default. This is this semester 231. Because I import from the questions, some of the questions from my previous e-learn. Okay, that's why I have here default EBB 202211. This one is from the previous e-learn. Okay, I have 11 questions, and then from 231 I have 18 questions. Okay, so I'm going to use this category. Or I think if you haven't set any question, it will be default for the course dash 231. This is the current semester, I think. Okay, the question name, because we want to shuffle the questions and also answers. Don't forget to do these two, okay, to avoid them from copying from each other. Okay, so for question name, don't write anything, just put a dot. Okay, don't put numbers, don't put A, B, C, so on. Okay, or question one. No, because it will be redundant later when we run the quiz. Okay, just put dot, okay, for question name, and then question types is the question itself. And then question status ready, default mark. Okay, if you think you want to give only 10 questions, so you can set 1 question, 1 mark. Or if you have 20 questions, you can still use 1 marks, and then you can use percentage and calculate the weightage later on in your Excel. You can do that, no problem. So it's up to you. Right. And then for MCQ question, we have two choices. Either we want the student to give only one answer or multiple answers. Okay, I like to make some question is very straightforward. Okay, let's say they have to select the chemical bonding form between this and this element. So definitely there's only one answer. But you can be also more creative, okay, in designing your questions, and you can treat your student by asking them to select multiple answers. This one, even you have
Answer.
quite a simple question, but when you give description, you can be a little bit cheeky. You can change some of the words to trap them. And students, when they see, they do quiz, okay, we set maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes, they are more focused on the time instead of the questions. So they want to answer all the questions, and sometimes they misread the answers. Okay, and they will just click. That's how you catch. If they really understand, they can answer no matter how you twist the questions or answers. But if they really just memorize or they simply answer, then they will be caught. Okay, they get lower marks when you use multiple answers. Okay, and then shuffle the choice. Okay, this one, make sure you take this. And then number of the choice no numbering. Okay, or you can also use ABC 1 2 3 if you like, but I just like to use no numbering, so it will appear like a box. They have to tick on the box. Okay, and then show standard instructions. Well, you can if you want, but if you want to be more cheeky, then you can just say no. So they have to think whether there is more than one answer or not. Okay, if you click yes, then the question will tell, okay, this question select one answer. This question select more than one answer. Okay, so it's up to you. All right, and then the choice is the answer here. You have to make sure the answer is correct. Okay, let's say you want to set for one answers only. Okay, that's no problem. Okay, you still have to put, you have to fill in all the choice here. We have, I think, 5. And if you want more, you can just add here. Okay, blank for more 3 choice also can. Okay, or else you can just use the 5. You have to fill in the choice here, put the answer here. Okay, and then if the answer is wrong, then leave it as none. Okay, if the answer is correct, then choose the marks here. So if you require the student to answer only one answer correct, so it's 100%. You have to do a little maths here. Okay, if let's say your question require more than one answer, let's say 3 answers correct. Okay, then but make sure here you use multiple answers allowed. Yeah. Okay, and then if 3 answers correct out of 5, so one answer will be 33.33. Okay, that's a little maths you have to do. All right, 33.33. Okay, let's say choice number 2 is wrong. Okay, so don't select any marks here. Then choice number 3 also wrong, so don't select any answers here. Then if you have choice 4, okay, remember you must have 3 answers correct here. So choice 4 and 5 must be the correct answers. So don't forget to add 33.33 here. Okay, can you get it? Right? If you have 2 answers correct, then you select 50%. Okay, and make sure the other one, okay, this one is maybe not. Okay, the other one is 50% as well. Okay, let's say they only choose one correct answer, so they only get 50% of the marks, so they get 0.5 instead of 1. That's how the system calculate. All right, but if you have only one answer correct, make sure you choose 100%. If you have more than one answer correct, then choose the correct percentage. Okay. All right. This is the penalty. No need. Okay. All this you can just pass. Okay. Right. And then save changes, and it will appear in your question bank. Okay. Let's have a look at one of the question. Oh, sorry. Can preview. Okay, for this one, I asked for the wrong statements. Okay, and I give some of the wrong statements, some of the correct statement. So the student have to choose correctly to answer the wrong statement. Okay, the correct answer is the wrong statement, not the correct statement. Okay, so that is how you can play around with the questions. And for that one, there is more than one answer. Let me see if I have one answer correct. This is also one more than one. You can still edit the question. Okay. This one I asked for correct statements. Well, I actually gave the hint because there's S at the back here. So maybe there's more than one correct answer. And because just now I didn't take A, B, C or 1, 2, 3 for my answers, it appear like this, no numbering. So they have to tick. Okay. All right. Okay, let's try another question. True, false. Okay, the true, false is quite easy. Okay. Same, don't put any number, just put dot. Okay. And then question text is the question, default marks, and this is the, you can give the general feedback if you want, or else just leave it blank. Okay, then correct answer, make sure you choose the correct answer, whether it's false or true. Okay, and you can also give feedback for the response true. Okay, if your answer is also true and your answer is true and they choose true, that means they get 1 marks. Okay, and you can give the answers here if you like, and if the the response is false, the same goes, you can also give the why is it wrong. Okay, and then save, and the question will be like, not quite sure which one. Okay, maybe I don't have true false here. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is very simple question. Okay, this is second year paper. Okay, that's why I designed the question depending on I think level C1 and C2 only. Maybe 1 or 2 at C3 level because it only covers CO1 and CO2. Okay, and this is only one part of it. Okay, quiz. I have assignment and also test to cover my CO1 and CO2, and this one is only 2.5%. So that's why the question is not that high level, but it's not that easy as well. Okay, so now you have the question bank ready. Okay, you can set how many questions you like, doesn't matter. Okay, it depends on the quiz that you want to give them. Okay, 202. Okay, now how we are going to set the quiz? Now we already had, just now we already set the questions, but it's not automatically yet in your quiz. The student won't see it. Okay, so you have to create another session for quiz. Okay. So add activity or resources, activities, and then quiz. Okay, quiz, you name your quiz, and then description. Okay, maybe you can tell them what time, when is it, how many questions, only one attempt is allowed, or if you are very kind, okay, maybe you allow more than one attempt, it's up to you. Okay, make sure click display description, and then timing. Timing is very important. Okay, let's say you have set the time, and then time limit. Okay, you can open the quiz for the whole day, doesn't matter. Okay, but I would suggest maybe for 1 or 2 hours, that's enough. Okay, and time limit, this is the time for the student to answer the quiz. Once they hit the start button, they have only 30 minutes to finish the questions. They cannot go back. If they go back, then it will automatically send whatever they have already answer. Okay, 30 minutes, or it depends on the numbers of question, the difficulty levels, and I think you should know your students better. Okay, so 30 minutes, or it can be just 10 minutes. Okay, if it's maybe like 5 questions. Okay, you have to test the quiz first. Okay, as usual, as academic, we set the question, we have to answer and see how long we as academic needs time to answer the questions. Okay, considering the internet, considering the questions difficulties level, and so on. Answer the question that you set. Make sure the answers perfectly match with your questions, okay, because you can check whether the answers are correct or not. Okay, then only you decide how many minutes, okay, the student need. Okay, I normally give like twice or maybe slightly more the time that I need to answer the question. Okay, if I need 10 minutes or maybe 12 minutes, maybe they need 30 minutes. Okay, and don't set the same time. I can do in 10 minutes, my student can also do in 10 minutes. No, okay, that's not fair for the students. All right, so give them ample time to answer, and you can choose here when time expires, what happened. Okay, open attempts are submitted automatically, or there is grace period. I normally don't do this. Okay, attempts must be submitted before time expires, or they're not counted. Okay, this is also not really fair, okay, because they still have time. So open attempts are submitted automatically when the time finish. Okay, time limit 30 minutes. Okay, once it reaches 30 minutes, whatever they have answered, it will be submitted automatically. They don't need to press anything. Okay, the system will submit automatically. Right, and then grade, okay, attempt allowed. Okay, this one is very important. When you click on grade, don't forget to change attempt allowed. Okay, because I can't remember by default it is 1 or unlimited. Okay, make sure you click only once. I think quiz once is enough. If you give more attempts, then definitely everyone will get full marks, right? So one attempt is enough. Then layout, new page. So do you want all the questions to be in one page, or new page, every question, every page? Okay, new page. Never all question on one page. Okay, you can also use never, you don't want new page. Okay, you want all the question, all the 10 question or 20 question to be in one page, also can. But I prefer to have one page per question so that the student can see. Later I will show you how the preview for the quiz. Okay, so they can see 10 questions, so you can see there are 10 pages that they have to click on. Okay, and then question behavior, shuffle, yes. Okay, appearance, this one is for the grading. Okay, you can choose if you want to see your student. Okay, small image, and then the grades, the decimal point. Okay, if you want, you can add decimal point, or else just use 0. Okay, because remember just now we have more than one correct answers that will give the decimal point. Okay, like 33.33% out of 1 marks. Okay, so they will get like 0.33, and if they answer one answers wrong, okay, they will just get like 0.7. Okay, that means there will be decimal points, so maybe 1 is good, right? And then decimal place in marks for questions. Okay, just use default. Restrict access, yes, you can add if you set the question earlier. Okay, make sure you add restriction. And then once you save, it will look like this. Okay, it will look like this. And let's have a look on the preview. Okay, you have to preview your quiz. Like I said just now, one is to make sure your answers are correct. Because if not, the student will query if they find out that your answers are wrong. Okay, I don't want to do that. So make sure you preview the quiz to make sure everything is okay. Okay, okay, these are the pages of question, because I said just now for my quiz I want 1 question per page, so that's why and I have 15 questions, and that's why you can see here 15 pages, and the student will see this as well, and they can see their progress. Okay, see here hours and minutes, because I start just now, so 29 minutes 28 seconds left. Okay, and then you have to answer the question. Okay, and then go to next page. You'll see it move accordingly to this one. Okay, check all the questions. If the questions or answers are wrong, you can still edit the question. Okay, you can still edit the question. It will go back to the question bank automatically. And let's say you have select the wrong answers. Okay, maybe this one is correct, but you didn't give mark for this one. Okay, then you have to calculate again the marks and then save. Okay, once you save it, okay, when you save it, it will go back to the quiz, and you can continue your preview until you are done for all the questions. Okay, make sure you check all the questions and answers. Okay. And you see, when students answer the quiz, they will see at this time left. Okay, and especially if they don't have good internet, they will be a bit worried when they look at this timing. Okay, and they will do quick as possible. Okay. Just make sure you go through every single page to make sure the question are not redundant, the answers are correct, and you can always edit the question and come back. Okay, and the last page. And since we already set the question to be shuffled and the answers also shuffled, you can also do again later after finish attempt, you can do another round of preview just to make sure they are actually shuffled. Okay, you can see that answers and question shuffle. That means for now, question 15 is the last one. This one, select the properties typical associated with metallic bonded materials. Okay, but in the next round, it will might be the second question. Okay, that's what how we shuffle the system shuffle the questions, and the answers also shuffle. Okay, we don't want if you forget to shuffle, okay, if you see the same uh trend, okay, here, that means you forget to shuffle. Make sure you shuffle, because sometimes students, they are very smart, they print screen the question and to help their friends. Okay, so when you shuffle the questions, it will take some time for them to give answers to their friends, because the orientation is different now. Okay, and that's also something that you have to think when you set the time. Is there enough time for them to do that? Okay, or just nice for them to answer the questions and submit? Okay, and then once you finish attempt, you will see this. Okay, because I didn't answer anything. Right, and then submit all and finish. Okay, submit all and finish, and you will see this one. Okay, status, and then duration, how many minutes you need. Okay, and all the answers. If you answer everything correctly, okay, you will see you got a marks here. Okay, but this marks is also depend on your setting just now, your quiz setting. Okay, I can show you again quiz setting. Review options. Okay, review options. This one is very important also. During the attempt, you don't want the students to know the marks yet and also the right answer. Okay, this is to avoid them from cheating. Okay, so just click on attempt and also maximum marks. Immediately after the attempt, I normally don't give anything. Later, while quiz is open, also nothing until the quiz is closed. Then only they will see their marks. Okay, general feedback maybe, or the right answer. Okay, you can click right answer if you want the student to revise the quiz. Okay, for their own revision. Okay, no more marks only one attempt. Okay, if you don't want that, then don't give right answer. Okay, it's up to you. And then but what by default, I think the attempt is, yeah, they can see the attempt. Whether correct, no, you can take or untick. Maximum marks is the marks for the question. If they get 1 mark, or they get maybe 0.3, because we have a percentage, right, just now. And then marks, this is the total marks for the quiz. And then general feedback, specific feedback, if you have set in your question just now. And right answer. Okay, if you want to select marks here, you must select maximum marks. If you didn't select maximum marks for each question, then you cannot tick marks. Okay, you have to select maximum marks, then only you can tick marks and the rest. Okay, and then okay, so this is actually what appear on your result just now. Okay, if you didn't allow immediately after the attempt, you cannot see the marks, you cannot see right answer, so it won't appear on the preview quiz. Okay, even for yourself. Okay, the instructor, you cannot see your marks. So if you want to check your preview quiz, whether the answers are correct, everything is, the marks is correct. So you can click marks first. So the attempt, maximum marks and marks, okay? For you to preview and make sure everything is correct. Okay, after that, you change back. Okay, if you don't want the students to see lah. If you want to allow your student to see, then that's no problem. But if you don't want the students to see their marks yet, when the quiz is still ongoing, okay, so make sure you untick after you have previewed the quiz. Okay, make sure all the answers are correct. You get 100%, you should get 100% because you are the one who create the questions. That means your questions and answers are all correct and it's ready for the student to answer. Okay, then remember this one, the setting for review options. Okay, this is very important for the students actually. Okay, once you have select, okay, let's say you have this setting, okay, just save and display. Okay, and you can go again and preview quiz. Okay, and you can also check whether this one you already untick the marks immediately after the quiz, whether it works or not. Okay, if it still give marks, that means your setting just now maybe something wrong. Okay, it's not safe or something is not right. Okay, okay, if or else it will just show accordingly. All right, cancel. Okay, last one. Okay, it's already 5 minutes past 12. Okay, I'll try to finish. Right. Okay, since this is only week 5 or 6, it's not blended course status yet. Okay, I've uploaded everything actually. I've achieved all the 173 except the 2. The 2 will come from group assignment and quiz. Then I'm done. And you can also post when you want to conduct a test, just to make sure the students are aware. Okay, you can announce also in class and they can set in their diaries. Okay, last one is for the backup and restore. Okay, backup and restore, you go to these 3 dots and then go to backup and restore. It's quite easy. Okay, go to backup. Okay, just follow all the steps. Okay, and you can just go to next. Don't jump to final. Okay, you can go to next. Okay, but backup and restore, for backup you have to go to previous e-learn. Okay, don't use the current e-learn. Go to course archive and then you will see the sidang 2024-2025. Okay, this one is the same thing. You go to, many people are scared to do backup and restore, but don't worry. Just follow the steps. Okay. All right. And then backup and restore. Backup. It will take some time, so I will just show quickly. I would suggest you to backup everything first. Okay. And then you can edit later when you restore in your new e-learn. Okay, for example, the announcement and so on. Okay, perform backup. This one will take some time and it will download, give you the file, I think in model form. Okay, there's already steps here. Just follow the step until you complete and you will have the file. Don't open the file. You can go directly to your e-learn, the new e-learn. Okay, backup and restore, and then you go to restore, and then you just drag the backup file and restore. It will then have everything back to your page, and your page will be complete with the same thing that you have from the previous year. Okay, don't restore from the old one, restore at the new e-learn. Okay, backup from the old e-learn. Okay, Once we have the backup file, go to the new ELEARN, the current ELEARN that we are using now, and then drag the backup file or upload the backup file and let the system run, and everything will be pulled directly to your page. Okay, except the date, everything will still follow the old one. That's what you need to edit manually. Okay, all right. I think that's all, Puan Sarah. Is there any question? I think I have covered everything, and you should be able to achieve blended learning, hopefully by the end of the semester. So in short, blended learning is not just about using technology, it's about strategically integrating digital tools and face-to-face interaction to enhance learning outcome and student engagement. Okay, so you have to find a mix between the two. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yani. So thank you so much to our speaker for the insightful session, and to everyone here for your participation and attention throughout the webinar. On behalf of the organizing team, we hope today's session has given you new ideas and motivation to explore blended learning further in your own teaching practice. So before we dismiss, please scan or click on the link given, fill up the e-survey, and clarify your attendance to ensure your CPD point. Until we meet again, thank you everyone and have a great day. Thank you, Dr. Yani.
All right. Welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.